Defeat usually begins in one of two ways: believing success to be impossible or assuming victory is assured. On March 7th, 1836, betting against Texas independence would have been a pretty safe call. So the Alamo had just fallen on Sunday, March 6th. A few days earlier, on March 2nd, the 59 delegates had met to declare independence at Washington on the Brazos, but they quickly went on the run. And then there was the Texian military. No one would have been impressed. They were ill-trained, underprepared, and poorly outfitted. Over the next several weeks, these Texians engaged in a series of retreats. Not an inspiring sight. And let's be equally clear about the Mexican forces in Texas. No one would have doubted their superiority to the ragtag Texans. The Mexican military was disciplined, well-trained, and much better armed. Their leader, General Santa Anna, was a ruthless butcher. But here's the rub. Here's where history was made. The Mexicans were complacent, and the Texians had almost nothing to lose. You see, those Texian retreats had been tactical, giving the men time to train, to coalesce, to plan. They were down, but not out. They were in it to win. And by this point, they all knew about William Travis's final letter from the Alamo, which he concluded by writing, "Victory or death." Every day, everyone had to decide if they were willing to pursue victory or watch liberty die. So on April 21st, 1836, the Texians achieved independence at San Jacinto because they were willing to fight a last-chance, impossible battle against an enemy force certain it would never taste defeat. The Texans demonstrated a bold, courageous commitment to their cause by exhibiting a shrewd willingness to exploit Santa Anna's arrogance. It was a high-stakes gambit. Either independence would be secured through victory, or the cause of Texas would be lost on a disastrous defeat. There would be no draw. In broad daylight, the Texians shouted, "Remember the Alamo!" and "Remember Goliad!" These weren't clever slogans created by a marketing department, but fresh grief blooming into righteous anger. With Sam Houston himself leading the infantry, the Texians charged on the napping Mexican army. To simply note that the battle lasted less than 20 minutes doesn't do justice to the scale of the victory. Nearly 700 Mexican soldiers were killed, another 200 were wounded, and some 700 were taken prisoner, including Santa Anna himself. By contrast, the Texians lost just 9 men and saw only 30 wounded. Of course, on March 7th, 1836, all of that was in the future. None of it could be known. Everyone had a choice to make based not on what they saw, but instead on what they were willing to do. The safe option might have been to just slink away. The right choice was to prepare for the fight. What was true in 1836 is true today. Freedom doesn't come in timid nibbles, but through bold actions. Never in history has liberty been expanded in a gradual series of small steps over time. No, that's how tyrannies take hold. Liberty is born from boldness. When people decide they're willing to lose everything rather than live as serfs, that's when tyrants quiver and fall. For the Lone Star State to shine even brighter in the years ahead, we must, like those Texians of 1836, daily commit to giving ourselves to the cause of liberty. The Reflections podcast is presented by Texas Scorecard. If you like today's message, be sure to rate it, leave a review, and encourage your friends to listen. I'm Michael Quinn Sullivan. Thanks for listening.